Your spine is talking. Are you listening? Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world. That's what I believe my dad did. And I believe that's really what my journey is now, is to provide people with information, to give them a new way of looking at life. And today, by the time you leave, you're never going to look at life the same way, because you're going to start understanding how curvature of the spine relates to human behavior. And we've been doing that study for over 40 years. We see that patterns of behavior are passed on generationally. So we say, oh, that's my behavior. I take my hurt internally. Well, did it originate with you? Or did it originate with someone before you? And my belief is that the patterns that I will be expressing to you today are usually generationally passed. They're writing genealogy, and we're seeing it in a structural assessment. We all carry generational loads, and if we wake up and we identify those patterns of behavior, we might see that we're seeing our life through someone else's eyes. And if we take off those glasses and see our life through our own eyes, that's powerful. He developed a technology called spinal column stressology, and that's the study of stress. He just started measuring things and looking at them. It started out looking at the spine standing, but for the last 40 years, we've been studying the spine standing and sitting from the front and side. If you're in a car accident, what position are you in? Sitting. If you slip and fall, what position are you in? Sitting. Okay, if you're in front of the computer and you're dropping your head, what position are you in? Sitting. So if you then take an x-ray on that person standing or lying down, guess what? You miss their whole injury. It makes sense, doesn't it? That we are a system, that we're combined as a system, that we work as a system, that we're not a bunch of parts. Identifying it segmentally is probably a misleading interpretation. So we can look at the body as a bunch of bones. That's how the medical model is currently looking at a problem. You have a lower back problem, they look at your lower back. A neck problem, they look at your neck. But they don't look to see how far forward is your neck, how far backward is your neck, how far left, how far right. How much is that spinal cord stretching or compressing? And the only way you can do that is if you look at people as intact people. When we start going forward in a curve, the hips have to lock to stabilize that forward curve. So we found that by doing face-down adjustments, we were sending spines forward, making people more driven. And so when we started sitting people down, crossing their arms, adjusting from front to back, we started bringing those curves backward. Okay, so now we're looking at curvature of the spine, where the far one on the left is a normal, efficient spine and how the spine should look. The middle curve is a defensive curve. How we know people are defensive is they toe out, lock their knees, and they lean back. When we see a backward curve, we know there's male parent withdrawal that has taken place. So either the parent didn't know how to love, or the parent worked a lot, but the pattern of behavior is set up that when this person gets hurt, they're going to withdraw and attempt to numb it. And then the final picture is a beginning process of breakdown in the spine, and this will produce knee and elbow pain. So when we have someone, especially if it's a woman with right knee pain or right elbow pain, they've lost their mid-back curve. And when we see a curve breaking down forward, what does it mean? It means that that person had a dominant mom, a driven mom, a mom that overpushed, that pushed through fatigue. And we all have seen that in ourselves, right? We woke up, didn't feel good, and we wanted to stay in bed, and then we said, but I got this list. Have we all done that? And we said, oh, I cannot take care of me because I need to get this done. That's a driven pattern of behavior. The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. I'm a big believer in that. I give my best, I celebrate it. And sometimes we forget to do it. If you give your best, do yourself a favor and follow that up with my best is enough. Instead of how can I improve? Because we have all heard that, right? I gave my best, well now how can I do it better? a lot of times we interpret success as meaning, oh, I have a lot of money. But I know a lot of wealthy people that have no joy. And to me, success is joy. It's our birthright. And so it's a choice. And I wake up and I say, I'm going to be joyful today, and I'm going to share my joy with everyone, and no one can take it and no one can give it. It's a fruit of the Spirit. It's mine by divine right. So when we get clear on success, my wisdom on that is be enough without the things you need. Then when you get them, you'll be enough. There's nothing more important than love. And there's nothing more important than embedding love every day. And if someone's critical, you embed love. See, when someone's really angry, I'm like silently, I love you and forgive you. That's my mantra. And I'm embedding love. And if someone's coming from fear, that's what I block. So if someone's critical, I'm not going to take their criticism and lose my identity. I'm going to say, you're critical. You experience criticism in your inherited dynamic. And that's about you, not about me. So I'm going to defend it. That's healthy denial. I'll ask the whole group. When was the last time you told yourself you love yourself? Okay? And you know, if you go to 50 people and you ask 50 people that question, 49 will tell you never. Okay? And those are the people we want to love us. And what happens oftentimes is people love codependently, not independently. So there's an element of control. So if I had a little bit of wisdom to share, I would say start with a purpose of love.